Hi, good. How are you?
I am good, thank you. I'm loving the pink decor behind you.
Thank you.
Very cool. So you've just been added to the UK tour.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that and to be able to perform in front of a UK crowd for what I think is the first time ever for you?
Actually, I have been on one other UK tour, and when I think it was the UK, I'm not sure. Maybe not. But the UK crowds, they're amazing. I'm so excited. I love the UK. I'm gonna take a lot of pictures. I'm gonna take a lot of TikToks, and yeah, I'm super excited.
Cool. What's it been like for you, like having like most of your career has been like on TV? I was looking before and you've had 103 matches and about 80% of it has been on TV.
Oh,
So
wow.
you've kind of like grown up on TV in front of the fans. So what's that been like?
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that's cool. It's been definitely like a lot of added pressure. I feel like most of the time people, they get to go in the indies or, like they get to train and have matches like at their schools or at the performance center. I really only had a couple matches before debuting on TV. But I definitely think I don't know, I feel like the crowds have kind of seen me like grown up or like gotten better like in front of their eyes. So I think it's really cool to have like fans that have witnessed that. And it's also cool to have it like all documented. Like my first match was atrocious, and then fast forward to 3 years later, and I'm wrestling Bianca Belair, and I'm having an amazing match with her. So I think it's super cool that it's all kind of documented and on TV.
Just on that, you said around a year ago that you didn't want to come to the main roster unless you were seen as a threat. And like everything was kind of not perfect, but like, more than just someone who could talk. Do you see yourself now as that threat?
Yeah, I definitely think I have grown a lot in the past year, like as far as wrestling, as far as promos, as far as like everything that this business takes. I definitely think that I am a threat to, the women's division right now, and I'm probably like the future. I'm going to be here for the next 10 years. So yeah, I definitely think that I'm a threat.
And when you see like all the talent, the female talent that's coming in, even just last night on NXT with Stephanie Vasco, like, how do you view that? Do you view that as a challenge or just something you just relish?
Yeah, I definitely think that, once I lock up with, Stephanie or Julia, I feel like it's just more people to have amazing matches with. I'm super excited for them. I'm super excited for the women's division and for them to eventually come up and have matches with some of the best women's wrestlers in the world. I think it's just something that we can all relish in.
So, with you kind of having all your matches pretty much on TV, never having that kind of indie run, you've kind of defied the odds and got the respect of your peers, regardless, which a lot of people kind of think only comes from that indie run. And recently, Mark Henry said, like, you really sooner rather than later need to be like women's world champion. What does that mean to you?
Um, it means a lot, for someone to say that. And yeah, I feel like, you know, I am like the future. I am the now. And I wouldn't say that right off the bat. I kind of like earned everybody's respect and stuff. I would say that it took a while. Um, but I think right now it's such a good time to be a women's wrestler and be in the WWE, especially with going to Netflix and all these tours that we're doing all around the world. So I'm very blessed.
I want to talk about your Money in the Bank handbag, not briefcase. Um, where did the idea to turn it into a handbag come from?
I think I just kind of thought of it, but I also, so our last PLE in Saudi Arabia back in, I think it was May, it was around my birthday, and I decided to buy my first Chanel bag. And my Chanel bag kind of like looked like what a briefcase would look like, with like the little handle. And then I was like, well, this has like a whole strap so you can carry it around like a purse. Why don't we put it on the briefcase? And that's kind of when I got the idea. And yeah, um it happened. And now I get to carry it around like a purse.
I mean, that must be quite cool that you kind of have your own creative input into stuff, which is probably something that wouldn't have happened years ago, especially with the women's division.
Right. I know my briefcase, I feel like is so perfect for my character. It's amazing.
Mm. And obviously we've got Bad Blood coming up, and you and Nia have this kind of friendship slash feud kind of thing going on. So what are your thoughts heading into Bad Blood, and who could potentially be women's champ coming out of that?
So this Friday we have Bailey versus Naomi, and whoever wins that match, I believe they will get to wrestle Nia at Bad Blood. So I'm excited to see who wins. Whoever does win, obviously Nia is going to completely annihilate them and is going to win and retain her title because she's the queen. So I'm super excited to see what happens this Friday.
You and Nia seem really close out of the ring as well. What's that friendship mean to you? Like, and how did that develop?
Yeah, so our friendship actually developed back in Australia for Elimination Chamber. We all kind of took a charter flight to Australia and we had assigned seating, and Naya decided to pick sitting next to me. So that's kind of like how our friendship became a thing. We immediately bonded. We immediately made TikToks together. We spent, I think it was 18 or 19 hours on the flight together. So we had no other opportunity than to just get to know each other. But we've been so close ever since, and I love her, and she's amazing.
Who else on the roster do you have that kind of friendship with?
Um, Naya's the only one. My loyalty lies with her. She's my bestie.
Fair enough. What's the path for you then over the next like 3 to 5 years? Like, where do you see yourself going?
I definitely see myself winning a championship. Obviously, I have to cash in at some point, and I want to win a title. Maybe I definitely want to wrestle on a WrestleMania, whether it's this year, the following year. Um, and yeah, I'm just taking it day by day. You know, we've all got many goals in life. And yeah, I feel like, you know, eventually winning a title, a WrestleMania match is always the end goal.
If you could tell the Tiffany Stratton from like 3, 4 years ago one thing, what would it be?
Um, to have patience. I feel like I always wanted to like fast forward things. I always wanted to like rush into things. And I do think that's why I got into TV so quickly because I wanted it so bad and I wanted it right now. But I definitely would get like frustrated sometimes with like where I was in my career or why aren't I getting better? And I think like patience with myself, like it takes time, it takes reps. Like you're not gonna be amazing right off the bat. So patience, I definitely think anybody can learn that.
And during that journey, who have you learned the most from, be it another wrestler or a coach?
We have so many amazing coaches at the Performance Center. We've got Sarah Amato, we've got Fit Finley, we've got Johnny Moss. I feel like all of the coaches at the PC have kind of I've taken information from kind of everybody I've learned from and applied it in ways that I feel like I can only apply it. So I wouldn't say it was just one person.
Okay. Um, Throughout your career, you've been compared to a lot of different people. Which is the one would you say is the most accurate?
Um, I hate this question. Obviously the Trish Stratus and the Charlotte Flair comparisons, I would say are like probably the most accurate. I feel like Trish back then was kind of looked at as somebody who was just a model, who's just a pretty girl, and I definitely relate to that as well. And she kind of got better like in front of people's eyes, like on TV, just like me. So I definitely relate in that aspect to her. And in Charlotte, like the I feel like our athleticism is kind of like the one thing that kind of correlates with each other.
And also throughout, well, pretty much anyone's career, there's been like a lot of misconceptions and rumors, that kind of thing. Is there anything you've heard that's just made you want to like scream and kind of correct it?
Um, I don't know. I feel like I'd have to like sit down and really jog my memory because there's a lot of things people have said about me on the internet that are completely false.
Fair enough. How do you kind of deal with all that, like the social media aspect? Because, that wasn't around like 15, 20 years ago when people were watching it as fans and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely try to like limit scrolling on on social platforms and stuff like that. I feel like that can be very toxic to your mind and stuff. So I definitely limit that. And also too, like these people hating are probably people living in their parents' basement, low lives. Like I just feel like it's not like comparable to my life and they're people that I don't know. So why would I care what they say about me?
Fair enough. So looking kind of at the whole wrestling world as a whole at the minute, it's absolutely booming, like, especially with the Netflix thing coming along. How's that been for like you guys in the locker room? You must be like thrilled that all this is gonna kick off soon.
Yeah, we are all super excited. I feel like for me, like I honestly just love sitting back and watching both brands. I love watching Monday Night Raw and the Rhea and Liv and Dom story. I think that's so interesting, and I'm always so curious as to what's going to happen next. So like I feel like everyone's very excited. It's such a good time to be a wrestler, and with everything, moving over to Netflix.
So a couple of quick fire questions to finish off. The obvious one, who would your dream match be with?
My dream match, I feel like Charlotte Flair, just because, she's kind of the reason why I got into wrestling and stuff.
If you could pick any tag team partner from history, who would it be?
Um, oh, maybe Trish Stratus.
Cool. And if you could go back over wrestling history and be present for like one match, like one historic match, what would it be?
Um, Probably the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match.
The WrestleMania one.
The WrestleMania one,
Yeah,
yeah.
cool. All right, brilliant. Thank you very much for your time and hope to see you when you're over in
Thank
the UK.
you. Thank you.